Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and got a pretty good show for you tonight. It's kind of a little bit of a mix-up, but it kind of works out pretty cool. Tonight we're going to have Andy Stret on. We just got done doing the Ali Remember Foundation event this last weekend. Very, very cool. It was. I mean, to say it was fun would be an understatement. Period. And then. And then tonight we got on a special guy tonight. We've got Mr. David Bell on tonight. David's one of the two guys. Him and his buddy Mr. Lopez took and invented the view loader. Now it's kind of a mix-up on the show type thing. Dave thought that my show was Wednesday night, but it's Bill and Kenny's show. But my show is tonight. But you know what? Hey, we're gonna roll with it. We got David Bell on. That's like prying teeth to get him on anything. So he is on tonight. I am so excited. And first of all, great guy. Second of all, very intelligent. You go back in the day, take, you look at all the old videos and everybody's out there like that, shaking. We weren't cold. You had to shake the balls out of the hopper. That's the only way they would drop down there, because they get jammed up. When he came out with the view loader, it was like, yeah, it was really something. People thought he was actually an alien because it was so great a technology for the sport of paintball. They're like, wow, where did this come from? But he isn't. He's a human being, very, very cool guy, and just an absolutely terrific product that he had. And Dave is one of them guys that way back in the day, worked very, very hard for paintball and is still doing the exact same thing right now. He works alongside Gino from Belkin. And, Dave, Dave's in the green room. Dave's watching us right now. Dave, I don't know if you've ever seen my replica of Gino right here. Now, I had this made, and it's obviously Gino's taller. Okay, we're not going to go there. But it looks pretty close like him. So, I had that made specially for Gino. Gino's a great guy, and I'll mention Gino here in a little bit. But I just wanted Dave, that sits alongside me all the time on my show. So, I just didn't want you to think I had Gino on looking over my shoulder, keeping an eye on you, because that what happened when I had Josh Silverman on a few weeks ago, man. The minute Gino came on, Josh was like, oh, God, look busy. So it was pretty funny. It was cracking me up. And then I'm going to have Mr. Chris Sierra on tonight. Now, you guys, I've had Chris on here for the past few weeks. We're still trying to work really, really hard to raise money for the Maui Misfit Minis to get over here, because we all know about the devastating fires that happened in Maui. So we've got some new products. Unfortunately, I do not have them out right now. They're still packed. I just got home very early this morning from Colorado doing the Ali Remember Foundation event with Andy Stret, which we're going to be talking about a little bit here in a few minutes. Now we're going to be talking also about the WCPL event that's coming up, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. We got a lot of people that are really, really looking forward to that. So, and so am I. I've been waiting to do this. There's one event now that really is fun to go to. Like in the old days, you always wanted to go to Jim Lively's Masters. You wanted to go to Jerry Braun's World Cup. Because people you really like, people you knew that you would only see because of paintball would be there. Well, that's kind of how the St. Louis thing is doing right now. Tim Schloss has got a terrific field, had a terrific field. Now it's even more terrific. So, Tim's one of them guys, he's such a perfectionist. He's got to work on everything all the time. So he keeps doing more and more and more, made more parking, just everything. The guys... The guy loves paintball, and one thing that he really does is he puts back into the sport to really make it something. That's the same thing that Gino does too, and so does David Bell. And you'll see, and so does everybody else I have on my show. I put the people on the show that come on here are people that I think are very good for our sport, because there's one thing that I constantly want to do, and that's keep building paintball, because, if we let paintball go flat, it'll go back downhill. We don't want that to happen. We want it to keep growing, period. So a couple things before I drag everybody out here. I want to mention, I want to congratulate Joe and Angie Schnelton from Paintball to Go. They had the Pirates Plunder, and it was a big success. I hear they had more people than they've had before in the prior years, and everybody had a great time. And I want to congratulate them. Joe and Angie are two terrific people, and that's also two more people that don't just take from paintball, they put back into it. So, I'm very, very happy that their event went good like that. Very, very pleased for them. And then I got to congratulate Giovanni Gidio at SC Village down there. They just had the Decay of Nations this last week, and I guess everybody had a great time. I am so happy about that. The Decay of Nations, I would have probably been there, but I promised my buddy Andy Stret that I would go do the All I Remember Foundation, and I am so glad I did. I had such a good time, met so many new people. It was just a lot of fun, and we got Andy coming on here tonight, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that, and we're gonna talk about the WCPL thing, and we're gonna talk. I'm going to hit David Bell up with a few questions here because I was back there when he got started, but I wanted to tell him kind of what gave you that idea. Were you like lying under the stars and it just came to you? It's just it was such a terrific thing. It was when it first came out. I mean, everybody's head exploded. They're like, "Oh my God!" So you didn't have to shake it anymore. Although, problem was everybody had to have it, so we shook it for a few weeks after we got our view loaders. But then we learned to calm down. That was pretty cool. So let me give my shout outs real quick so I can bring all these guys out here and we can start talking some paintball. But I start every week with my good buddy, a friend of mine for many, many years, Tiger Stripe Camouflage. Still has the new Tiger Stripe is out right now, and it's at Social Paintball, the original. It's got everything. And if you take and you look at the tag will have the Tiger Stripe on it too. If it doesn't have that, it's a knockoff. So Tim Schloss has Gateway Paintball, and it has the last of the WCPL tournaments this year. And it's going to be October 14th and 15th. Whoa, that's close. That's right. It's in a couple of weeks here. And we have some great people. We have some really great people coming to that event. Gino's coming there. David Bell's going to be there. Jim Lively's going to be there. Bud Orr's going to be there. Dan Colby's going to be. The who's who of paintball is going to be there, and I cannot wait. It's going to be a great, great time on a great field, and so I'm really looking forward to that. And then I give my shout out every week to Dan and John Colby. Dan Colby, Air America back in the day, Immortal Air today. Great, great guy. Sponsored me for 30 some years here now. Long, long time. Terrific, terrific person. James McGrath, yeah. You're right. I got to tell you, Howdy, you're absolutely right. The family. Boy, I couldn't have put it any better than you did. That's Howdy, everybody. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure everybody does know James McGuff. We call him Howdy, probably the best crowner man, old blaster, heck of a great guy. A lot of fun to be around. Can't wait to see him, too. Because I like giving him crap, and he likes giving it back. So, anyhow, we'll all be there. And then Bud Orr. Don't have to say much about Bud. You mention his name, everybody goes, "Oh, Bud Orr." It's like a big explosion. It's pretty cool. Anyhow, Bud's going to be there in a couple of weekends too, so you're going to want to come out and see Bud. He's pretty good. And as a matter of fact, now, not tomorrow, but the next day is Bud's birthday. Now, he said he's going to be 39. I think he got the numbers backwards, but you never know. You never know. It could be 39. And not 93 like I think it is. But we'll check. We'll find out. Bud will tell us for sure. I'm sure you'll be texting me, telling me in a second. And then I got to mention Tom K, Airgun Designs. It was my second marker sponsor for many, many years. Rainey and Juvie Boucher, Paintball News. Back in the day, you could pick up Paintball News. Anybody could go out to the field. Didn't cost you a penny. Told you what happened, what was coming up. A map of where all the fields were, things to buy, things to sell. It was like the Bible of paintball. And, our prayers go out to Juvie. That's Rainey's wife. She's not doing real well right now. So, our prayers go out to her. I not much I can say about it, except, we wish the best for her, period. We're a paintball community. We all wish the very best for everybody that's not doing very well. Rick Wilcox also out here. he went in this morning to have 16 inches of his colon removed. So, I hope to get up to see him this week. But, our wishes to you, my friend, that's for sure. And then Randy Camilla. Randy Camilla was the editor for APG back in the day. Jerry Brown was the editor for Paintball Sport Magazine back in the day. And Jerry has the third WCPL tournament, and it's at Paintball Sport New York. It's actually run by Kevin Donaldson. Kevin Donaldson, the tip of the spear of the WCPL. And it's a great tournament. I absolutely love going there every year and have for many, many years. And I think it's so cool. And Ross Alexander was my very first marker sponsor, Line SI. Jim Lively, like I said earlier, Jim's going to be in St. Louis in a couple of weeks. Jim had the Masters back in the day. Great tournament. Like I say, every year, if you wanted to go two places where everybody was, go to the Masters, Jim Lively's Masters, or Jerry Brown's World Cup. It's like a family reunion. Super cool. Absolutely loved it. And then I mention Gino every week. And the reason I mention Gino is because he does so many things behind the scenes for paintball that he doesn't talk about. He's the one that turned me on to Tracy Perez. I would have never known about Tracy, and now I end up loving the woman. She has just been a very, very great friend. I can't even put it into words how much I think of the lady. But if it wasn't for Gino, I would have never known. Gino turned me on to it. Bill Bailey and I ended up raising almost $7,000 for her to help her with her medical costs. So, Gino does an awful lot. Gino from Belkin. And we'll talk a little bit about Gino tonight. Yeah, he's a good guy. And Gino will also be in St. Louis in a couple of weekends. So if you ever want to meet the big guy, come on out there. Say hi to him. And then my two little young guns, Mark Gong Jr. and Jaden Gong. I got to say hi to those guys every week because before the Young Guns thing really took off, you never heard anything about it. Mark took his two sons out for Father's Day and for a birthday to go ahead and play paintball. And then he was so excited afterwards. He was talking to me about it. And I said, well, let me put you on the show. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So we put him and the kids on, and it was just an absolute riot. The kids didn't say much, but he was so cute. Everybody kept saying he was just a little doll. And now he's not just a little man, but a very, very good man. One heck of a player. But off the field, nothing but class, just like his father. And so I think that's so cool. All right, so I gave my shout outs. Time to bring some of these people out because I didn't go 15 minutes. I got Andy Streck coming on tonight. And, between him and Steve McGuire, they always talk about my shout outs. But, I have to mention these guys every week because the young players, a lot of them don't even know about these guys. These guys, if it wasn't for these guys, paintball might still be here, but it would be nothing like it is today, period. Cut and dry. So anyhow, let me start with Mr. William Bailey. What's going on, Billy?
Not a lot. That was a fast intro for you.
Yeah, I just turned 15 minutes. I had to keep it really, really, that was kind of a cut. Let me think on that one.
What's crazy, you even pronounced Giovanni's last name correctly.
Oh, yeah, I've been practicing it since 1 this afternoon. Come on. I almost taped it, but I couldn't push it fast enough. It sounded different. But, we got some pretty cool guys on here tonight. We're going to have Chris on tonight from the Maui Misfits. We keep giving them a hand, but, it's starting to get close.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then we got Andy Stred on. Andy, he's kind of a show by himself. But, I don't know. We might have to mute his mic. He gets out of hand. But we love the guy. And then we got David Bell on, which is going to be on your and Kenny's show tomorrow night. You guys are going to be talking View Loader tomorrow night.
Yep.
And I think that's pretty darn cool. But, having David on is pretty special. David's a very special guy, and back in the day was so incredible when the View Loader came out. It just it blew everybody's mind. That's all.
One of the best products made for paintball. The innovation of that really changed the sport.
It absolutely did.
You'd hear a lot of shaking if it wasn't for Dave.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Even after I got my View Loader, because those guys sponsored me back then, and I loved it. But even that, you had to have it shaking all the time. It was funny, man. But Boy, I got to tell you, when I first put that view loader on, and I turned that thing on, and I just kept shooting with nothing jamming up. It was just like the gift from heaven, man. So,
Oh, yeah.
anyhow, we're going to talk to him tonight, and you get to talk to him again tomorrow night.
Yep.
That's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, real quick, I'm gonna bring him up in a second, but I want to bring up Chris Sierra. What's going on, Chris?
Oh,
Yeah.
What's
Bill told me, he says, always wait till they're drinking or eating a sandwich before you bring them on. Oh, David's drinking quick. No.
yeah.
Yeah. I usually catch Bill, you know. So, but Bill's a light eater. So, you know, the minute it gets light, he's eating. So, but you know, it's dark there right now, so it's kind of hard for me to catch him doing that. But you know, we're going to talk a little bit about the fundraiser we're doing for the Maui Misfits. And this week, Chris, I'm going to put pictures because I still have everything all packed up. But we've got some pretty cool things for you to put out there. We'll send you pictures of everything so you can put it out there, and hopefully we can raise enough money to get you guys out there.
Yeah, I hope so. The kids are all excited. We've been practicing like, you know, we are going, and with the little money
any closer? We getting closer?
Yeah. So we had enough to book our Airbnb, and we have enough to pay for the entry fee, and then we're kind of tapped out after that.
Yeah. So you're still working on an airfare then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the big one.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. Here's Mark Gong, man. Please support the Maui Misfit.
Yeah, Mark's been a big supporter.
Oh, Mark's a good guy. Yeah, I don't care what you say, Chris. He's okay. So,
well, that's Bill said that.
Oh, that was Bill. I'm sorry.
No. Let's say Andy. Andy's not on yet. It was Andy.
You know what, Chris? You are learning, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a Mr.Fred and Friends hat because you are learning. That was great. So anyhow, I'm going to bring Andy out real quick, and then I'm going to bring out special guest tonight.
I can't believe Chris threw you under the bus, Andy.
I don't know what are you talking about, Bill? And I was trying to mute Bill, but I can't mute him from my end.
Yeah, you're like
he was talking.
I can't mute him in person either. He never shuts up.
Oh, I know. That's funny. Chris said that, and I got to send him the check. All right, that's no problem. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the LA Remember Foundation that just happened this last weekend too. So we're going to kind of put it all together. But you know, we got David Bell on here tonight too. So you know, we're going to pick his brain a little bit. And you know, how do you come up with an idea like that? That's just absolutely incredible. So I see him holding his glass. So I'm waiting for him to take a sip. Now here we go. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. David Bell. Hey!
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah. He's sorry. I love it. You could be one of the crew too. David, you know, I appreciate so much you jumping on here tonight. I know you're gonna go on Bill and Kenny's show tomorrow night and talk view loader stuff. But so I'm gonna try not to say a whole bunch about it tonight. But it's very, very hard not to talk about the view loader because it was. You know, it was like when the autococker came out. You know, I mean, just I wish everybody, all these kids nowadays, could go back to that period of time in paintball when things were, I guess, totally raw. It was nothing like when Bud invented the autococker, Tom Kay, the Automag, the view loader. You know, just all of it coincided. It was like a revolution back in the days, and it was so cool to be back then, to be part of it, you know, but it's really hard to tell somebody about it. So I have to ask you, Dave, how did you get the idea to do something like that?
Well, you know how I am about speaking, but anyway.
Oh, you do great. You do great.
So
Gino said you never shut up.
I don't. One-on-one, I can just do all day long, but I'm going to pretend this is just, you know, 4 of us here, 5 of us here. So basically, it was kind of like this. So everybody like wanted like a 200 round loader. Like I was only selling 100 rounders, right? And then there was all the competition that copied me and all that. And they all everybody was like, you know, screaming for 200 rounders because all these, you know, the semi-automatics were coming in. And I kept saying, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You know, the VL 100 worked actually really well with pump guns because you're kind of shaking anyway a little bit while you're pumping it. And I kept saying, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And then finally I said, all right, I'll do something. I got to figure something out because everybody wants it. And then if I don't do it, then I'm just going to, you know, be left behind. And I thought to myself, well, if I put a motor under this thing with a little impeller on it, maybe that'll agitate the balls enough to work. So I took a regular 100 round loader. That's all I had at the time. And then I had my RC race car sitting on the shelf. You know, it's like $700 race car. I'm like, do I cannibalize it? Yeah, you should do it.
Was that a Loki or a Tamiya?
One of the servos out, and the servos only go from left to right. They stop. So I opened that thing up and I cut out the stops on it so it could spin all the way around. And then I just hot glued that to the bottom of the gun or the bottom of the loader. And then I was shooting automags at the time. That's all I ever shot anyway. But I was shooting automag, and I just ran a wire down to the trigger and put a micro switch in there. He's got it right there. That's a little later. I got some stuff for you for tomorrow for sure. And threw a battery on there, and that was it. I mean, I went out and played, and I was amazed because I'm out there just hammering on these guys, right? And all of a sudden I'm going, it ain't feeding, it ain't. And I looked in there with no balls. So it was like a mental thing. You're just out there going, and then all of a sudden you're just going, damn it. And you flip it up, it's empty. And that was like that, you know? And then one of my buddies goes, I got to have that. So it was one of the guys on the team. So I made one for him. Same thing with him. He was out there just hammering. This is like the next week. And he's like, all of a sudden it stopped feeding because it was empty. You know, and the whole thing of shaking was gone.
Yeah.
That whole aspect was gone.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than getting in a firefight with somebody and then the balls jamming up, you know. You're banging away, but nothing's coming out. And you're like, oh my God. Yeah. And it was it was one of the inventions that really worked because, you know, I remember we put fans in our goggles to keep them from fogging up, you know. Well, the goggles didn't fog up, but your eyes dried out tremendously. I mean, it was one of them things that, you know, was good, but was not so good. And see, when you put the view loader thing together, that was an amazing thing, you know. And what was amazing, you know, when I first seen it, I couldn't figure out, how does this not break balls when it spins? But it didn't spin unless a ball did not drop through, because you on either side,
that's
you had the little eyes.
That's later on when you got the eyes. When the very first one was hooked to the trigger. So if I was firing, it was running. If I stopped, it stopped.
Right.
You know. So
the eyes were a big thing. So what made you go to that then?
That's a good story. Tom K was at my shop, and we were discussing how to make this happen because I'm still at the trigger. I said, Tom, I can't make trigger adapters for every other gun. It's just not going to work. You know what I mean? It has to be plug and play. You got to throw it on the gun and make it work. So nice. So John Dale was on the phone at the time, and John had said, do infrared lights. So John Dale actually came up with the concept.
Really?
And then Tom looks over at me and goes, oh, no, Dave's not smart enough to do that. We can't have him. We got to think of something easier. So I'm like, oh, okay. So Tom leaves and goes back to Illinois. And I'm like, I can do this. So I hired an engineer. There you go. You just hire somebody to help you out. And I hired a guy. He actually worked on our team, or he's actually played on our team, Mike Mart. He was an electrical engineer. And I said, Mike, you think we can do this? He goes, oh, yeah, we can do this. I go, it's just like the garage door opener. I just want to be able to block and start. And he goes, yeah, that's no problem. We can do that. And that's how we did it.
I think that was a great add-on to it, though. I mean,
yeah, well, that's what made it plug and play.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Just buy it and stick it on.
So then you took it and designed it, and then you had them, obviously. Matter of fact, you know, I've still got some of the original bodies that you sent me, because I had a bunch of bodies that I could swap out the colors and stuff with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then you took that to a mold shop to have those molded that way then, huh? So you put the original plan together, or was there drawings for it, or what?
Oh yeah, well, that's another thing Tom helped me out with. He gave me a CAD program that he said he unleashed the beast at that point, because I just started going bananas on design and stuff. And so, like the loader that Bill was holding up a minute ago, so that was one of the first. I'd have to see it to be where we're at. Does that? Yeah, that's a real early one, and we designed some different stuff for it. But like I designed the box and the stuff on the back for the battery, and we designed the 200. We designed that whole hopper from scratch in our shop. And then, I mean, to answer your question, it just evolved. Because first of all, you got to go. We just went from that, and then I hired Lamar. That's when after that I hired Lamar, and we said, you know what, we need to build tools in house, and so we started working on learning how to build our own tooling, because they were charging an immense amount of money for like that. So that's where Lamar and I actually designed that up. That's where that was the next generation, the VL2000.
Right.
So
yeah.
It just kept evolving as we got more and more capabilities and more and more people and tooling and machines. We had our own mold machines. We had everything.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, like the people that are watching, the people are gonna watch us in the next few days. They're gonna go, wow! So that's how that was invented, because how everything gets started. Yeah, there you go. I got a couple.
I still have all the original gravity fed stuff that I designed in the very beginning. When I was making it out of my garage, I was going to bring all that tomorrow night with Bill.
Very cool. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Yeah, because that's one of the things. That's not a small thing that you invented. That's something that I thought was it was tremendous. Yeah. Well, it was just like the autococker. It was just like when somebody went to a semi instead of pumping. Because I'll never forget that. We played the Masters, and Tom Kay had the mags, and Swarm was the only team that had them, right? So everybody else, we were all using pumps, and that's how I got linked up with Tom Kay. Was I got the crap shot out of me by Swarm, and so after it was over, I went up to Tom, and I told him, I said, that is a terrific marker, and he just goes, would you like to shoot it? And I said, I absolutely would. And Tom sponsored me for a lot of years. He, I can never say enough good things about Tom and what he did for me throughout my career. It was absolutely terrific.
Me too.
Yeah, just a great guy.
I was just with him a couple weeks back. We were up in Wyoming.
Yep, digging bones.
Yep.
Did you guys find anything?
Yeah, I actually found a baby rhinoceros jaw.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have pictures of it, but it's about that big. It had teeth and everything in it. Yeah, it was nice.
Oh wow! How deep was it?
It was just on the surface, bare, just a little piece of it sticking up, and they had to dig the rest of it out.
Oh really?
Yeah, just caught our eye, and we just dug it out. Yeah, it was good. That was
well, Tom's been that way for years. Even when he was Mr. Mag, he was still Mr. Dinosaur Hunter also. And that is so cool. Absolutely love it. Well, real quick here, Chris, I can't even tell you how much respect I have for you sticking in like this and trying to get those kids down to World Cup. And, there's a lot of us that are out here trying to make that happen for you. So, I want you to tell everybody real quick, because we're gonna post some pictures this week of some of the prizes we've got. Bud Orr is going to sign a couple of what is it, Billy? Right hand bodies, autococker bodies. Yep. You got one?
Yeah, kind of like these, except it's just the body though.
Yeah, it's just a body, and
they've never been assembled, and he's got a process to change the colors of them naturally. So they're not blemished. He actually did these on purpose, to where they're not the black color like what they usually are. But
and it's going to be signed by Bud too. So
we'll have Bud's autographs on them. Yep.
So we're going to get two of those. Dave Cook, Wheeze from the Ironman, gave me one of his original T-shirts. I made him sign it. So I've got that. And then we've got a bunch of other things that we're going to put pictures out this week to go ahead and help. Now, what's going to happen, everybody, is Bill and I have done this before. So we are going to let Chris and Nancy do it this time. We're gonna gather up the prizes and everything for them, but they're gonna do all the logistics on it, because when Bill and I did it before, I got a little overwhelmed. Took care of it, but it definitely went crazy. Yeah, putting it lightly, huh, Bill?
Yeah, that's what happens when everybody works together to get something done. And,
yeah, like I preach all the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I say all the time on my show, guys. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, but everybody doesn't understand that if everybody worked together, the pie would be so big that your piece would be huge. But some people don't get that, and that's one thing that I just do not like about any sport, not just paintball itself, but all the infighting. There doesn't need to be any infighting whatsoever. But we just keep plugging along. That's how we do it. So anyhow, Chris, we're going to put the pictures up this coming week, and then you can take, and after I send you the pictures and everything also, you can put online how to get a hold of you and how to go ahead and buy tickets, because I believe it's going to be a raffle, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we're going to wait for those pictures to come up, and Nancy will post them on the Maui Misfit Minis Facebook page and Instagram. They'll be $10 per entry, and we will start on, thanks Mark, October 9th. So next week, Monday, we'll open the raffle, and
and that's going to be open for 1 week?
For 1 week. So we're actually going to end up closing it on the 14th, and then we'll spin the wheel on the 15th as many times as we need to.
Yeah, well, we're going to try to gather up as many prizes so you can take and wear the bearings out on that wheel spinning it.
Yeah. So we got, we're going to add some stuff too. So we got, this will be part of it too. A GJ Sakaguchi, Seattle Thunder jersey will be on there.
Very cool.
For that week. An Anthrax jersey, the heavy boy.
Very
this
cool.
will also be on there. I got a couple more. Got a Greenspan Tech Tee, Dynasty Greenspan Tech Tee.
Now, is this all going to be on the same spin, or is there a spin in between now and then?
Yeah, there'll be spins for each of the items. Okay,
but I mean, it's only going to be one spin. You're not going to do it ahead of time. It's going to all be on the 16th?
Yes, yeah. It'll all be. So if there's 1,000 prizes, then spin it 1,000 times.
Yeah. Like I said, we're bearings out of that wheel on TV.
Yeah, and then we got a
Extreme?
An Extreme jersey. Yeah, so these will be added by the minis into the same raffle. Those will be added to all the other stuff that was donated.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Okay, now I'm going to send you some pictures this week. What site do they want to get on so they can view some of the I think Nancy just showed me here, but I'll put it up there now.
That's the best, Nancy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Nancy, she's got it going on.
Yep.
But anyhow, so is that what people will get on to take and look at the prizes that they can buy tickets for and buy tickets on the same site?
Yes, they can't buy tickets on the same site, but there'll be the links to our PayPal and Venmo. Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like most people like Venmo, but yeah, both will be there and available.
Perfect. Okay. Well, we're looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to gathering some more prizes for you. What's this? Top is still alive. Wow. Boom. Tap is still alive. Right on, Eli. So anyhow, yeah, we'll get the pictures out to that this week, and then be looking. Monday is going to be the cutoff, and then the 16th is going to be the spin. So by the 16th, you should be able to see everything, or before the 16th, everything that's going to be up there for grabs. So you're going to want to get some of these tickets. And look at it this way, there's some good prizes out there, and that's great. But what you're doing is you're making paintball bigger and better by helping this group come over here. And the reason that we're helping them is because of the devastating fires that they had over there in Maui. Mm-hmm. So that's what you want to do. Now, speaking of cool things, the LA Remember Foundation is something great. It really is. Started by a pretty nice guy. He's okay. He's growing on me. He's growing on me like a fungus. But, he's done a lot of great things, helped an awful lot of people out. And this last weekend, I had the honor of going out there to Colorado to be part of the LA Remember Foundation event. And I had a great time. And I pulled a flag, baby. I pulled a flag. Oh. I'm waiting for that picture. So anyhow, Andy, first of all, I want to thank you for having me out there. It was absolutely terrific. Had a lot of fun. But tell everybody real quick, a little bit about the event, because I thought it was absolutely a great event.
Well, first off, thanks for coming out, Cap. I mean, I get to hang out with you now like 2 weeks in a row. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I know it. I'm growing on you, huh?
At least I went out and bought, a big, huge bottle of aspirin so I can, stomach it. That was Bill's idea.
You're just saying that because it's true.
No, the overall, this event, I think, was beyond spectacular. Not just because you were there, but you did add that wow element. I've been hearing a lot of people that were just so excited that, Colorado was getting a little bit of attention like that. Weez has been out there before doing stuff. And then, of course, here you come. And there was a lot of people that were real thankful to meet you. Been getting hit up by all kinds of people about that. Like, man, I can't believe we had a Hall of Famer here and everything else. And I just got to tell them, we paid you $5,000 and so
yeah.
You came on your own free will.
Go ahead.
The support and everything, they were just impressed by that. But the event overall, so keeping in mind that Dynamic Paintball has been doing a autism charity game for 19 years in a row, because Mike's got a very autistic son. And when he started getting older and everything, trying to find support, government programs didn't exist. They're still hard to get into in every state with all that, and just dealing with the red tape and the virtual minefields of autism is a huge undertaking. So he started that event 19 years ago to just give back to other people, because they all need help, right? Well, then, here we come 6 years, ago, and start doing our events and stuff and doing it out of Dynamic. And 3 years ago, we combined them. Just made more sense to have one big event than to try to do two single events, which we had done in the past. But, you get people like, which one am I going to go to type of a thing. So you can go to both because there's only going to be one, and it works out great. The tournament went over well. So that was the last of the Colorado Championship Series event for the year, which is this year it's a new series between Dynamic and Blitz Paintball that alternates fields, and then culminates at, we had the final 3-man, obviously a Dynamic for the event. That went over great. Some great competition going on out there.
Yep.
We had our Win-A-Weeze program, which the bidder for Venom, which happens to be Mike's, we call it wife. They're not quite married yet, but she runs the show.
Together
for Heather's team, and he was coaching them. So it's an all female team, and they learned a lot. Actually won, I think it was 4 games. I think that's what he said. 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, something like that.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Their best record yet.
Yeah, they did really good.
Yeah. So they were just ecstatic and getting that type of support and everything else. And then, the vendors that we had with CJ's food truck that we were, mowing down on the Phillies.
Steak. Oh,
those
my God,
are good.
So
Phillies. Out of a food truck. His stores are just as good, but I think he just puts the store inside that truck and brings it over.
Oh, it was so good.
They're awesome. Then we had the ice cream truck up there. I didn't get up there personally to get ice cream, but I think they actually sold out as well for all that, going on. And then, of course, all the rec games going on out there were a blast. obviously we managed to get you out there. Okay. And here's Fred, everyone going, yeah, I don't know if I want to play. My ankle's sore. We got this WCPL tournament coming up, in 2 weeks, and I got to baby this. And we get him out on the field, and we're like, okay, you just go easy. This place is pretty flat. Just, walk around. We built it for old guys because there's lots of big, huge things. You don't even have to kneel down. Well, I get up, and me and Weez are up there attacking this fort. And I look back, and I'm like, where's Fred? And I look over the side, and I'm like, well, Fred's right up here with us.
I got wrapped up in the moment.
Oh, yeah. So I don't think your ankle was hurting you as bad as you thought it was.
It was afterwards. Pulling that flag was worth it, though, man. Once I yanked that thing out, I was pretty happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping the photographer was right there. Well, I'm hoping he had a picture of that because he was aiming right at it. So
I will check with Barlow. He'll get all the pictures for the event posted up there as far as that goes.
All I know is I met so many new people. I was absolutely amazed at how many people came up and, the pictures we took and the one kid that brought the 3 magazines up for me to sign.
Oh, yeah. You had that. And one of the guys brought a push video to get we
signed it. Yep. Yeah, it was just cool. And the first guy that I met when we first went up there, he has a store, or he's a tech. He works on guns. He had the sandals on and.
About Chris?
Who?
Chris, the one that does all the gun teching around here.
Right. Yeah. He was setting up the tent when we walked up to pop up with the screen.
That's Chris. Yep.
Yeah. He wrote something very, very nice about meeting me. I'm going to get a hold of him. I would like to maybe put him on the show sometime, talk about some of the stuff that he does arown Colorado for all you guys.
Hey, he's
because I wanted to sit and talk to him, but I just didn't have the time to go do it. I should have probably just jumped up and went out and talked to him, but it is what it is. But I got to play with a bunch of nice people. I got to go out and coach that birthday party.
Oh,
We split them up. I coached them, man. I won 2 games, so those guys were happy. I was happy. We had a pretty good time. I got to tell you, Andy, it was one I'll always remember, and I hope that we made a lot of money for the foundation. Which just like I put on the internet, it's one thing to go have a great time playing paintball, but it's such a really great thing to play paintball and raise money for, a very, very good cause. And that's something that you do. So my hats are off to you, buddy.
Well, when it comes to that, so because it's a combined event, so we will take everything. Now we still have to do the auction. So Mike will figure out the total of the paint sales, entry fees, all that kind of stuff. A quick count yesterday. I think we were at like 1,700, at least for what we collected in the booth for the raffle tickets.
Very cool.
I don't know what got collected up front because you can buy them in both places.
Now, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. A picture that is up on the dynamic page that's got everybody around the tents and the food truck isn't doing the entire event justice because
absolutely
about half the people that were actually there, the rest were too shy to get up there in front of the camera. So
you're absolutely right. When I looked at it, that's exactly what I thought was that too.
Oh,
but still, the picture still was cool. It gave everybody the idea that it was a great event, a lot of fun. And David, you know about his foundation, don't you, Dave?
A little bit. I mean, I've learned more tonight than I have.
Andy, real quick, tell him why you started this foundation. I'm sure not just David, but I'm sure a lot of people that actually don't know. It's kind of a lousy story, but I'd like you to tell it if you would.
Well, it's a lousy story that is a gift that just keeps on giving. If you want to look at it in a more positive light, so. Our daughter was my stepdaughter, but she was my daughter. Was murdered by her boyfriend back in 2017 in a domestic violence incident, basically a teen dating violent incident, which is devastating. because you're never supposed to, as a parent, outlive your kids in the first place. But you add in a murder and everything on top of it, it just gets even worse. So to take that anger, that rage, those emotions, the grief, and everything else that goes along with it, you either find a way to survive, or you burn, right? You just crash. For me, it was okay. We got to find a way. I got to keep busy, find something to do. I made a comment to all of her high school, because she had just graduated. They did a candlelight vigil over by the high school one night, invited me over. And so I went over, showed up, and boom, got put up there to make a speech to, hundreds of these high school kids with a TV crew standing there. It's probably a mistake. And somebody said, "Hey, what are you going to do?" And I was like, "I'll go start a nonprofit for domestic violence and go out and help people and everything." So I did. Hired a company, got it all started. Got Tom, who's the vice president, and his wife Michelle, and me, and we got Mr. Budor and Dan Colby on the board of directors. B. Paxton's on the board of directors. I got a few other people that actually work in the Mental Health Institute, or mental health and everything, and domestic violence, that are on the board and everything, and great leaders. And we set out to go out and just help people. And it's kind of like doing education on this, helping people. We do get a lot of leads from paintball players, because as we continue to build out and make more and more friends and more publicity and stuff, we will get somebody that's a lot of times they're a player, or a friend of a player that's heard about us, that will hit us up on the page or Instagram or call us and say, "Hey, I know somebody that is in trouble. Can you guys help?" And then that's where we just go into action. And it can be anything from, and we've done things from smuggling people out right underneath the noses, because it's a dangerous situation, but get them into a safe house somewhere and then fly them right out of the state that they're in, or bus them out, or go get them. And like Steve is instrumental helping that a lot of times, because I may not have any friends in some of these towns. Obviously, I don't have friends in every single town in the country. We'll go post things up, get people to volunteer to go, "Hey, what do you guys need?" And it'll be a player somewhere. It's like, "Can you go over and pick up these groceries and take them to this hotel and drop them off up at the front? We'll set it all up. We'll pay for these things," and stuff like that. We've paid for people's attorneys so they can get divorced, and hotels and rent and things for kids. And then this money that we make from the event, when we pile it together, it'll go to those things that we do yearly. But we also do Allie's Angels for the holidays, and we will find up to 5 or 6 parents that are in domestic violence things. We'll vet them out, check them out, things like that. I work with the DA's office here and everything else, and we'll go shopping and spend thousands of dollars buying toys and food and clothes, whatever they need, and go hand deliver that stuff for the holidays as well. Then usually we find somebody that's got an autistic kid to go with it. So me and Tom will go over, meet that, check them out, get their information, medical, everything. Mike will help kind of verify that stuff. And then we'll go back and hand them thousands of dollars in cash for the holidays to help out as well. Because taking care of an autistic child is expensive as all get up. So great stuff for the end of the year. And then it just continues, day in and day out, where it's somebody calling up or a player or whatever. And then, hey, now we're back into action again, trying to go out and help somebody.
So basically all the money goes just to helping people, period.
Yeah.
So, David, that's how all of that started, was, the murder of his daughter. So, I could have told you, but I wanted Andy to tell you. So, but that's why
I sit around and talk about this stuff when we're out.
That's why I think the foundation is such a great thing. And Andy, what you do, I think, is absolutely terrific. Kind of sucks, though. You got a big Vulcan banner behind you. I pushed Velkin up, down, and sideways. I even talked good about Gino, and I got no damn banner.
So speaking of Velkin,
I got to tell you. Oh, here we go.
Speaking of Velkin, now that you brought that up.
Yeah, aren't you?
So I've been bugging Gino because obviously you were with me last year at World Cup when Mark Gong and all of us did the youth thing.
Yep.
And Jennifer was asking me, okay, can you help out with paint and stuff again this year? Because it's not the big extravaganza that it was last year, but there's going to be a lot of kids teams showing up to play again. And so I was like, oh, let me see what I can do to help out on paint for the event again, right? Because I'm going to be there and everything again. So I've been bugging Gino hardcore to start getting in on the youth division and everything. And I go back a long time with him, just like you do. And
you weren't old enough to go back that far.
Well, you can't remember back past 2 days ago. So yesterday.
I'll be like if I remember this night.
The question is, do you want to remember this night?
Reminding me that I got a date tomorrow with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm concerned. I'm like,
has put in for the NXL youth support. There's a post up on the Valken site. He sends me a text over the weekend while we were doing the event going, okay, just hold on. There's information coming. Wouldn't tell me what it was for that. He's just like, just stand by. I saw it today because I think he forgot to actually tell me and they posted it. But Valken is now in with the NXL. Obviously, they were going to start doing paint and stuff, but they want to support the youth divisions. So now the teams can go to the Valken rep. They can sign up to get sponsored, and they will be getting, it's a buy one, get one free case of paint for everyone they buy for the youth teams now.
Very cool. Yep.
They'll basically spend the same amount, $5 less than what a lot of teams will pay per case, but and then get a free case for everyone.
Well, that's outstanding.
So that's a hell of a deal. So thank you, Gino, boss.
That's why that's why I mention Gino every week, because people don't see what he does behind the scenes. Just like I mentioned earlier about Tracy Perez, and the guy does a lot of stuff. Obviously, not for me. I have no banner, but other than that, he does a lot of stuff for a lot of people. And the new paint, I pushed the paint.
Banner, sorry.
Yeah, and I figure if I keep mentioning enough, I'll get one. Watch it be a magic marker on a washcloth or something. Anyhow.
There's always save banner.
Yeah, and so anyhow, God, now I lost my train of thought on that.
It's not hard for you.
That never happens. But the minute you started talking banners, I'm like, oh my God. But I shot that. We used Belkin paint at the tournament up here. It's been about a month and a half ago now, and it just shot absolutely excellent. So after I shot it, I got on the phone right away to Tim Schloss, because Tim's big event is coming up here in a week and a half. And I told him, I said, Gino's new paint. I said, it was shooting darts out here. And, I got to tell you something, David, this paint sat in a damn box truck because they sent it out to me a day early. I couldn't get there to get it. So they had to take it back to the warehouse. It sat in a box truck at 103 degrees. Okay. That's hot. So anyhow, they finally delivered it. I put it under a tarp, put an air conditioner under it, and ran the air conditioner on it for about 30 hours. We took it out, and that stuff shot absolutely perfect. We were shooting from 150 feet and hitting a cup. I mean, it almost every time. It was absolutely terrific paint. So I called Gino up, and I had to tell him that I was very, very pleased with it. And then so when I called Tim up, Tim goes, we're going to shoot that paint. So, we're trying real hard because I think Gino, everybody thinks that making this stuff is so easy, and this stuff is it's a bear. Come on. God, is the shell going to be right? Is the mixture going to be right? Is it, just everything about it is hard. And, and it's not like you buy these machines for $50. These things are expensive. And so, my hat's off to Gino, and, he stuck with it. Everybody that makes paint at one point in time, has one of those old crap moments. And but you just can't help but do it, and if you think that you can do it, give it a try and then come back and talk to me. But he stuck with it, and I think the paint is terrific. I am sold on Belkin paint.
Well,
not that I'm a commercial, not that he pays me to say it. Like I said, I don't even have a banner, people. So but I think the paint.
There's a jersey back there.
Huh?
I'm sure there's a jersey back there somewhere.
Oh,
yeah, but Gino's wearing it. I don't have one.
Wait a minute. I gave you a box of nice T-shirts last time I saw you, too.
You betcha. I almost hung them.
You're going to hang them up. Where are they at?
I almost hung them tonight, man, back there, but I didn't do it.
Almost.
I just got back. I didn't get back till 1:00 this morning. And then I had like a gazillion things to do today. Then I had a sick cat I had to take down and throw out $200 on. It was one thing after another today. I got to tell you. And then I get a thing, going, Fred, is your show on Tuesday or Wednesday? And I go, Gino, it's on Tuesday. You know that. He goes, well, David Bell thinks it's on Wednesday. And I go,
like I said, I only thought there was one show, and I thought it was yours.
Well, I'm actually glad.
Now I know this too.
Yeah, I'm actually glad. I wanted you on here for a long, long time, and and I didn't want to go through Gino to make him pressure you to come on here. So I just was very, very happy to have you on. And anybody that's watched this show tonight or is going to watch it, because we get most of our views tomorrow and the next day, David. Because it's late on the East Coast.
Yeah, I know.
I'm that
in bed by now.
yeah. It looked like it, and and then overseas they watched over there too, because they actually watched this thing in what 10 different countries, Billy?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. Like in 10 different countries they watch it. So, what you said tonight and what you're going to say tomorrow night on Bill and Kenny's show, I think a lot of people are interested in it, because you did a terrific thing with what you invented, and then you just kind of dropped out. I mean, we all know you're around, but people never knew, well, how did this get started? And none of us knew what to say. I mean, hell, he had a vision, he got some clay, put it together, and there it was. So, what you told us tonight, I think was absolutely outstanding. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you coming on and telling us the story tonight.
Like I say, there's a whole 5 years before that, back in 1980 something, when I started that whole deal, because that didn't happen until what, 94, 93? I don't know.
It was the early 90s, because I remember hearing about it, and then I was at the tournament in Texas, and I know you played for Texas Storm, and I came down and played some of those tournaments down there with Texas Storm, but I brought Constant Pursuit down there, and you guys had a table set up, and I went over and I talked to you, and you gave me one, and I went out and I played with it, and it was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And then, you guys sponsored me for quite a while with those, I've still got bodies, when I wanted a different color body, you'd send me the bodies and stuff. So I got one I should have dragged out. It's, it's like a silver sparkly one. It is just gorgeous. So, and I used to play with it, but I put it aside now because it's kind of like a treasure to me. It's one of those things that you get that you just don't want anything to happen to anymore, and that's one of them.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So, but we appreciate an awful lot you coming on here tonight. It was absolutely cool. But I'm going to start up here with Chris.
I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to tell you just in a minute. Chris, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I know I have you on every week, but we're trying real hard to get the Maui Misfits out here.
I'm trying to take Bill's spot. That's why.
Yeah.
He's got his own show.
Hey,
Chris,
Kenny, what division are the kids playing in? What exactly are they playing in down at World Cup?
They're playing youth 5-man.
Yeah, youth 5-man. Yeah.
I didn't know if there was an actual name for it or.
No, that's it. Okay. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get the pictures out to you this week, and we'll get the pictures posted, Chris. And then I'll be in touch with you this week so we can link up and make sure everything's set so people can see how to bid and what to bid on. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Well, I'm going to let's say goodbye to everybody.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for all your support.
See you tomorrow, Bill.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah, right on, Dave. Well, now, Dave, now, see, I got you all loosened up. Now, see, you're going to be on there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're not going to be tense. You're going to be, you're going to
It
be
could have been what was inside here.
Yeah,
I thought that's what it was.
We're
Who's tense? Who's tense?
we're doing a drinking game tomorrow. Every time
Are we
you
still
say
live?
PL. Yeah,
Are we still live?
Oh, yeah, we're still live.
Oh, yeah, we're still live.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, so I want to show you this is my trick, okay?
Okay,
So I got this solo cup,
right?
and you didn't know I had this solo cup, and you didn't know I had this solo cup. There you go.
Okay. Now, have you guys seen Bud's picture on his his latest little story on his Facebook?
About what?
No,
He found a giant turtle today that was hit on the road.
Oh no.
So he brought it home and looked at its guts, and everything looked okay. And he's currently putting back a turtle puzzle.
Right on.
And it's still alive. It's still alive. He's got it all taped up, and he's probably fiberglassing it. And the thing's going to be armored out by the time it leaves his shop tomorrow.
There you go. See, I'm a big animal guy, so I applaud that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that turtle's it looks like it's 12 or 13 inches wide. It's
wow.
huge.
Yeah, one of my cats got sick today, so I just took it down there just to see how it was. I have the doctor check it out, and he goes, everything's fine. He goes, I'm going to give it a B1 shot, Fred. And he goes, that's $205.
Oh.
I go, okay, that's cool. So, but I'm an animal guy, big time. So I gotta do that. Tim Schloss just called. Let's see what time is that.
Yeah, he was gonna say something. I was talking to him.
What's that, Tim?
He was gonna call. He was gonna call me and go, "Tell Dave Bell to stand up," and I would go, "No, I got no pants on."
Hey, same thing with me. I'm calling him right now. Usually he calls in. Let me see if he'll answer. Pick up the phone. He watches us every week. Either that or Terry does, and then she tells him about it, and then he calls me up, tells me all the highlights.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? We thought we would call you, seeing you didn't call us.
Well, I'm just sitting here enjoying the show. I like Dave's trick, but I still want him to stand up. Oh my God, this is a good show.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, even with Andy and Dave.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
DB's the man.
You gotta love it.
I was going to call in, all right. I was going to get him sweating.
Well, you're still alive.
Yeah, we're still live.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
Hi, Andy. How you doing? Good to see you. Man,
see you in a couple weeks, Tim.
Anything good?
What's that?
What's going on? Anything good?
Yeah, the WCPL in 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
We got it going on. We're done with the fields. We're just working on getting everything, ready for everybody when they get here, so there's no hiccups.
Yeah,
we're shooting good paint. We got that solved.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, Gino's gonna love that.
You said you were shooting good blanks.
Yeah. Oh, David just shot one right over your bow. He said you're shooting blanks. Yeah, I failed to tell him this was a kid's show.
Well, after 3 cups,
I thought this was the after-hours show.
Yeah. He wasn't this talkative with the first 2 cups, but the third cup's done a job on him.
I can't everybody control it beyond me. My wife will sit here and I'll be talking to him, and she knows who I'm talking to just by the way I'm roaring in the background. She goes, "Are you talking to DB again?" I go, "Yes, I am."
Oh man, you got David crying now.
Oh my God!
Well, he should, man. He's the funniest guy in paintball. People just don't know it. He's got this act, where he's this shy guy.
You're right.
No, believe me, that's the funniest guy in paintball. I mean, I love talking BB.
Yeah. you're talking humor, not looks, so right? Let's get that straight first.
Tell him to stand up.
No, I can't. He's not wearing any pants. Yeah, come on. I haven't had dinner yet, Tim.
Yeah. I bet he's either wearing 2 socks or no socks.
Yeah. That's what I need to see, a tube steak. Yeah, it's going to be fun, That's what everybody said.
Went to bed.
You've been great ever since you come out of your shell, Tim.
Yeah, well, hey, we're all kind of that way.
Yeah, I think that's why we're so compatible.
Oh my God, no, it's pretty cool, man. No, I haven't seen the forecast, the long range forecast, but other than that, everything we can control, we got controlled.
Yeah, I know you do, and I cannot wait to come there. A lot of people are coming to that tournament. Some of them that aren't even playing, just to come and hang out with everybody.
Well, you never know. We might have a place for them to play if they want to play.
There you go. Well, absolutely. Well, we figured you didn't call us, so we were going to call you.
Are you bringing a pop-up?
No, I can't get it on the plane.
Did he say a blow up?
No. You remember my pop-up, don't you? It was the one under your truck.
Oh, was that yours?
Yeah, that was mine.
He was eating cookies or something, and they didn't even tell me to stop.
Yeah. Bill calls me up and goes, "Can I borrow it?" And I go, "Yeah, no problem." Then he calls me back up. He goes, "Do you have insurance?" What are you talking about? And he goes, "It blew away and hit a guy with crutches, and the guy was on crutches." I go, "What?"
Wizard of Oz, where the house landed on the witch. All you can see was this guy's feet. They were like kicking
around. But then you ran over my tent. You ran over my pop-up, and then I guess Bill directed you to back up over it again. You missed it the first time. Oh, no, Bill, I have eyewitnesses. Don't say that.
He's just sitting in there, he cuts the wheel, and he drives right over it, and then he's like,
we got our money's worth on that one.
What do you mean we? You got a mouse in your pocket?
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
You know how many times I used that? Once.
That's something else.
Hey, the pop-up will never go away, brother.
I don't know nothing else. I'm gonna let you guys go because I know you're overtime and I know it's way past Dave's bedtime.
Yeah.
Hey, I got us a bunch of views, man. We had that. I was at the. We were car racing last week.
Right. Yeah, I've seen some pictures.
They had a pic. Well, that picture was played in the corporate headquarters of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a month, and every other picture was that car that said "Play Paintball" on it.
Right on, brother.
So we got, I don't know how many. I mean, and you can't buy that kind of a deal. And we're real happy to get that deal.
Now you're the man, Tim. We know that. That's why I mention you first every week.
You guys, I'm looking at the superstars, man. I'm just glad to be a part of the deal.
Right on, brother. Well, we love you, man.
One thing last to say. Hey, driver. All right, I'll let you go.
All right, brother.
Bye.
Tell Terry hi. Bye-bye. All right, everybody, that's Mr. Tim Schloss. Did I just call him again?
The hay driver goes back to when I was race car driving, and some girl walked up to me and goes, "Hey, driver," and then like, "Oh, geez, here it goes." Yeah, it was a little scary.
That sounds funny, man. I
told Tim the story. And he says it all the time. "Hey, driver." In fact, I think Terry and Tony both got T-shirts that say "Hey, driver" on them.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, Paintball Dave's Tony. Yeah.
Oh, they'll probably wear them for you then.
They put them on and took pictures and sent them to me. And
have you ever run over a pop-up?
No, maybe
well, you're still a rookie. Then you're still a rookie. No, until you dust a pop-up like Bill and Tim did.
No, Tim did. I wasn't me at all.
You were in charge.
Yeah. No, I'd set it up, and Yeah, if it would have been a child, we would be talking about a kid right now. We'd be doing a
geez.
fundraiser. We'd be doing a fundraiser for a
Boy,
kid.
there.
Is he backtracking or what? I love it.
Oh, he just cut it and just went, and there was no facial expression of what he did. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's why I got insurance. You know,
Yeah.
that was it. You know.
He calls me up. He goes, "Were you very fond of that pop-up?" I go, "Yeah, Gino gave it to me." "Oh yeah." He goes, "Well, we saved the top."
Yeah, we
it's got tire marks on it.
We can still display it in a museum.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to send it back to me with a bunch of PVC pieces to put together.
Oh,
But yeah,
no,
yeah, that's a story that'll live
if you
forever.
try to set it up, you have to use T-post. You got to pound in T-post and then strap the legs to them, just because the whole thing will just crunch in. It's pretty damn funny.
Yeah,
it's not, but it is.
All right, guys. Well, we did run over, but you get talking about pop-ups and three cups and all kinds of stuff. It all kind of coincides together. That 3-cup thing is pretty funny, though. I noticed at the beginning you're so stiff and you're drinking, right? And then you're like this in the second part of the show, and then you're like this in the third part.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah. How do I do this without them knowing I'm pouring? So I didn't. So I just poured them all at once.
Oh, I thought you were stretching. I got it.
Well, I just set them all up, poured them at once, and then just brought each one out as I needed it.
Oh yeah, my guesses are on a Lazy Susan.
You just need to make a jug of it, and then you just put it in there and fill it. Refill your cup with the big jug. It's got the little nozzle thing on it.
You just paid the neighbor's kid to sit there and keep pushing him over.
Yeah. One of my kids, right? Hey,
I like
the beer.
I like the Lazy Susan, and you could motorize it too. You did the view loader.
Oh, hey. I could set it up to push a button on my keyboard and go. Bzzz,
there you go. Yeah. Well, you guys got the gel blasters. You could have it shoot one of them babies into your mouth. People wouldn't even know what's happening. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay. So let me see. What did I just do? I don't know what the hell I just did. Something's up here I don't need. Yeah, this is good. I just lost everything.
No, you haven't.
Can you believe this?
No,
you're still there.
You're still on.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, let me see if I can get back over here. No, it says Microsoft Start.
Well, you're still on.
You can see me yet?
Yes.
I can't see anybody.
Yeah.
I can't shut. I'm afraid to. If I hit Microsoft Start, I might lose it all. Let me see. Oh, there it is. I got it.
Oh shit! Oh, now you can see. Now you can.
I tell you the sad part. That wasn't his finger. Anyhow,
you missed it. Dave stood up. We're live. Hey, driver.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it might have been 20 years ago, huh?
Oh Lord, you guys are killing me.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Hang out if you want to talk to the green room for a minute. But Andy, I'm going to say goodbye real quick.
Bye. See you guys all here. What, 2 weeks? Yep.
Right on, brother.
Me and Dave got some business to take care of down the other end of the field.
Hang tight. All right, Dave. Let's say goodbye to everybody, and then we'll see you in the green room in a minute.
Goodbye, everybody. Take
Mr. David Bell. Boy, that went off the rails quick, huh?
Yep.
God, I like that 3-cup thing, though. That guy's a smart son of a gun, man.
Genius. Yep.
He is. All right, Bill. Let's say goodbye real quick.
All right. See everybody tomorrow night with part 2 of Dave Bell and Friends. All right.
That's right. That's right. And remember, every time you hear the word view loader, take a shot.
Yeah,
right,
you got to take a shot. Yep. See ya.
All right. All right, everybody. I appreciate so much you guys watching tonight. This was pretty fun. The guys that I had on tonight are an absolute riot. We kept it down as much as we could, but if you're ever hanging around them, you ever want to meet them, go up and talk to them. Some of the nice guys, smartest guys you'll ever want to meet. So remember, everybody, please, like I always say, I'm very happy for the All Remember Foundation. We made a lot of money. And always remember, individually, we can do a lot for paintball. Collectively, we can do an awful lot for paintball. So let's all work together. So till next Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook on Flagpole Production. Please, everybody, play hard, play safe, play fair. Get out there and play some paintball. All right. Bye now.